Howdy Hive Scum and welcome back. It's been a while since I did a Necromunda battle report, so I thought I'd do a special one-off skirmish of squats versus Genestealer Cults in Mining Expedition. Straight into it with the gangs now. I went for two very mining themed gangs. As you can see here, this is Mining Expedition. So we've got the mining squat Exokin facing off against a bunch of Genestealer miners and aberrants. Looking at the squats now, we have a Charter Master for 275 credits, a very expensive guy here with an Iron Head auto pistol, an Iron Head grenade launcher with the seismic grenades, and of course the two-handed power pick as well. Mesh armor and fast shot is his skill here. Following him up, we have three Exokin. The first Exokin is armed with a bolt spitter on the shoulder there, as well as the mighty excavation hammer, and his exosuit comes built into the cost for 190 credits. The next Exokin is 160 credits. He has a bolt spitter as well as the Iron Head squat power fist. And the last Exokin for 135 credits comes with the rock saw as well as a bolt spitter too. These Exokin are slow and ponderous, but they are resistant to Radphage and Blaze as well and cannot be set on fire. The built-in exosuits also count as mesh armor for saving throws. We then have three Digger Juves here. The first two are 85 credits apiece and they come with Iron Head stub guns and Iron Head auto guns and mesh armor for their armor saves. The last Digger here is 70 credits and he comes with an axe and an Iron Head stub gun. Mesh armor on him too. That gang all up is 1000 credits without taking any champions. It's quite a unique build and something I just wanted to lean into narratively, with the Exokin being the sort of main bulk of the gang. However, I've decided to include a brute on either side of this, and the mighty Exo Driller for 300 credits is joining the squat prospecting party, upgraded with the mighty squat heavy bolter for its 3 rapid fire. This guy comes with light carapace armor, he can move and shoot, and he is a really nasty boy. Getting into the Genestealer Cult here, we are led by an Adept in this case, who has only a las pistol with mesh armor and a psychic familiar as a pet. He comes with the skill Iron Will for those bottle checks, as well as freeze time, which is a chronomancy power that I decided to give my leader here for 170 credits with his insane mental stats. Mirroring the 3 Exokin that we have on the squat list, we went for 3 aberrants here. Instead of champions on both of these gangs, 3 aberrants here. The first one with a power hammer for 150 credits with flak armor. The second armed exactly the same way with a power hammer and flak armor. And the third aberrant with the power pick for 145 credits, again with flak armor. We then have 4 neophyte hybrids. The first is a specialist with a flamer. These guys come inbuilt with the hazard suit, meaning they have a 6+ armor save and are immune to blaze as well. We then have 2 other hybrids with auto guns and hazard suits, and a 4th with a shotgun and hazard suit. Moving on to the brute for the Genestealer Cult here, we have the mighty Ambot, as is out of the box, 215 credits with his tunneling claws and light carapace armor, and of course the Ambot comes with the infiltrate skill as well. The scenario in question is Mining Expedition, which can be found, I believe, in the Book of the Outcast. 4 mining sites need to be prospected. There is a table to roll on. It's 2d6 and a double action to prospect one of these. If you are 6 inches away from any enemy standing and active, you may prospect one of these sites. I'm using the pitfall markers to represent these sites, and the winner is the gang who gets the most prospected sites, or the last remaining gang on the table. Standard setup, and both gangs have all of their fighters on the board for the beginning of this game. Looking at the Genestealer setup here, we have one of the autogun neophytes up top there, 2 of the aberrants down below through the center, as well as the Adept, his familiar, the flamer specialist, the shotgunner, and one of the aberrants with the power hammer right through the center, as well as the shotgun, or should I say auto gun neophyte, up on the far left here. For the squats on the far left of the board, we have the rock saw up top on the left here, the Charter Master down below him. We have one of the Exokin with the excavator hammer, as well as an auto gun digger. Through the center, we have the Vartigan Exo Driller looking to blast stuff with his heavy bolter. And over on the right there, we have 2 more diggers and the other Exokin with the Power Fist far right. Before we roll for priority, the infiltrate skill is being used on the Ambot here to get him right into the grills of the squats early on in this encounter. The troll is under the bridge. Priority roll now, and the black for Genestealer Cult will go first with a 6 here. Kicking off with a group activation, the Adept goes first, moving into the center of the board near the first prospecting site. His familiar following and in base-to-base contact with this first prospecting site. Next up, the neophyte with the shotgun takes a move into the center of this tile now, in an effort to get to the stairs. Lastly, the Flamer Specialist falls in behind his leader with a move action. First move for the squats here, and one of the Exokin with the Power Fists takes a move action. The Aberrant on the left now takes a move into the center of the tile. He's a little bit faster than all his buddies. The Close Range Digger on the right now moves under the stairs. The Central Aberrant with the Power Hammer now takes a move into cover in the center of the board. The Digger on the left takes a move into a prospecting site, ready to prospect next turn. The last Aberrant with the Power Pick now moves close to his buddy in cover. It's the Chartermaster's turn now, and we have our first shot of the game. The Chartermaster moving forward 4 inches and using his grenade launcher with seismic grenades to see through the gap at maximum range here on the first Aberrant. There is no cover and there's no short range bonus or any negs, so we're needing a 3 to hit here, and that is successful. However, being a strength 3 weapon, the Aberrant's toughness of 4 means we need a 5 to wound, and it is not successful. The Aberrant, however, is pinned. The Troll is under the bridge no longer as he charges out into the first Digger in an effort to clear him from the prospecting site. A colossal 4 attacks on the charge here with his tunneling claws, and all of these hit, needing 3s. At strength 5 versus toughness 4, we're wounding on 3s here, and 3 of these go through. 3 saves of a 6-up with mesh armor now, and none of them are made. A bone-crunching 6 damage now, and the squat Digger is the first casualty of the game. The Ambot then consolidates onto the prospecting site. One of the Exokin, seeing his little baby brother getting smashed, now takes revenge by making a charge move into the Ambot with his versatile range plus the charge. Anything but a 1 here, and the charge is good. Moving into 2-inch versatile range, the Exo Hammer swings. Only 2 attacks, and these are hitting on 5s here, and both of them will go through. Against the Ambot's high toughness, we are wounding on 4s, and one of these will go through. Save roll is failed here, and with 3 damage, 2 wounds are taken off the Ambot. This goes straight to the injury roll and ends up as a flesh wound, lucky for the Ambot. No retaliation though, as versatile range will not permit it. The Neophyte on the right now with the autogun moves into a better position. The squat Digger moves down the stairs next to his Exokin buddy. The last Neophyte moves to the top of the gantry. The Vartigan Exo Driller plods forwards and moves into the center of the board, gaining the vision to shoot the Neophyte with the shotgun, unloading the massive squat heavy bolter. Needing a 4 to hit here, and we have a hit with 1, 2, 3, 4 shots with the heavy bolter now. 3 of these will go through. The hazard suit ripped to shreds with no save made, and a whopping 6 damage absolutely toasts the Neophyte. And that is the Vartigan heavy bolter, ladies and gentlemen. The end of turn 1, and things are already turning nasty with 1 casualty on either side. The Ambot taking out one of the Diggers on a prospecting site and then getting clanked with a giant hammer. The Genestealers moving onto another prospecting site. And the Vartigan Exo Driller ripping a Neophyte in half with his heavy bolter. 1 Digger on the squat side and 1 Neophyte with a shotgun on the Genestealer Cult. No bottle checks to be made here, and now we roll for priority. The Genestealer Cult had it last turn, and the squats will gain it this turn. And the first action from the squats is to try and pin the Ambot. Moving forward with the Rocksaw Exokin, he uses his Bolt Spitter at close range to try and pin the Ambot. Getting +1 to hit here and needing a 4, a 3 will not do it. The furious Ambot then charges into the Exokin for some retribution, and all 4 of his attacks will go through. Out of the 4, only 2 of these wound. And 2 6-up saves are made successfully, and the Exokin survives. Reaction attacks now, only 1, and a 1 is a swing and a miss with the giant hammer. The Close combat armed digger takes a move into a better position now. The pinned aberrant from earlier then stands and moves towards the stairs. A move into a central position from an exokin with the power fist. Aberrant with a power pick moves into the bottom of the elevator. The last digger moves up behind the power fist exokin. The last neophyte climbs down to try and get a better position on the board. It's the exokin's turn for close combat now as he swings his hammer and misses with a 1 against this ambot. The ambot responds with 3 attacks, all 3 of these going through. 2 of these attacks will wound the squat, and now we have 2 6-up saves. One of them is made, the armor on these exokins doing a lot of work. However, 2 damage now go through for 2 flesh wounds, and the exokin survives. A group activation from the Adept now as the Familiar tries to prospect the first site, needing 2d6 and a 10 plus here. With a result of 7, he gets 1 extra dice to use the next time he prospects, needing a 10 to gain the point. His Master then moves into better cover. The second part of the group activation sees the Flamer Neophyte moving forward and dousing an exokin in flame. Sadly, too short to catch the digger, but the exokin will get it. An ammo check and a wound roll here. The ammo and the wound roll both good. Armor save from the exokin here is failed, and this goes straight to injury. However, there is no blaze to be made here as the exokin is immune to the blaze trait. Can still be injured by fire though, and a serious injury happens. The Vartigan Exo Driller plods forward for the second kill now, unloading his heavy bolter on the centermost aberrant. Even at close range, we get a miss with a 2. For a whopping 4 shots. Very lucky aberrant. The Genestealer on the left now moves down the stairs and plugs into the Vartigan with his auto gun. Needing a 4 to hit here, we roll a 6 for 1 shot. However, a 2 will not wound this Vartigan. The Brute can still be pinned though, and this is annoying for a very slow Brute. The auto gun earning its credits already. The Charter Master moves in to draw a bead on the aberrant with the power pick at the bottom of the elevator shaft. Needing a 3 to hit here as well, it is successful. Both shots from the sidearm here do not wound. The aberrant goes prone. An aberrant with a power hammer now takes a move action to climb up the building to try and get the prospecting site next turn. A very vulnerable position to be in, however. At the end of this turn, we have recovery to be made on an exokin with an assist from his buddy. He will turn over. It's worth noting that a cool check was made off camera earlier for the digger. Apologies for not including that. Priority now goes to the squats, and the first action is their close combat digger with his Ironhead stub gun, climbing to the top here and unloading with his stub gun at close range onto the now exposed aberrant. Needing a 3 to hit here because of +2 at close range, we get 3 shots. 1 of them wounds, and the save is not made. The aberrant going prone on the spot here is likely to fall with his initiative of 5+. He fails and falls, taking an extra strength 3 hit. The fall does wound him, the save is not made, and a serious injury for his troubles. Over to the Ambot now to try and finish off this exokin. 3 attacks and 2 of them will go through. Both of these will wound. We have saves of a 6-up now, and 1 of them is made. Again, the exokin's armor proving to be very, very tough here. However, 2 damage, we have a serious injury and a flesh wound, and the exokin is finished off. The second action from the Ambot is to move into cover now. The now recovered exokin stands and takes a shot with his Bolt Spitter. Needing a 5+ here, he gets a 6 with 3 shots landing. 1 of these will wound the specialist now. No save can be made with the hazard suit, and we get an injury of a serious injury on the Flamer specialist. A cool check to be made for the Familiar now, and he will pass. Next up, the aberrant with the power hammer charges into the exokin with the power fists, and we have a fight. 3 attacks, 2 of these will miss, only 1 with the power hammer going through here, and it fails to wound. The squat's toughness of 4 proving pretty good here. The squat then hits back with his power fist, the power fist triggering power as well as the bolt spitter also hitting. Power fist and the bolt spitter both go straight through the armor here, and a lot of damage is to be had. A wound is taken by the aberrant, and 3 more with 2 flesh wounds and a serious injury. Naturally, the next action is for the digger to follow up and coup de grace the aberrant while he's down. Another casualty for the Genestealer Cult. The neophyte with the auto gun moves into close range now, aiming a shot at the Exokin who punched out the Aberrant, and a 2 is no good. The Exo Driller lurches to his feet and moves forward to gain a better position for next turn. The Adept then moves into a slightly more central position, the Familiar following him into a better position to prospect next turn. The Roxor Exokin moves onto the prospecting site and then takes a shot with his Bolt Spitter at close range into the Ambot. Needing a 4 to hit here, 3 shots are given. With the Flesh Wounded Ambot, these all go through. Saves to be made here and one of them is made. 2 damage on the Ambot and we get a serious injury and another Flesh Wound. This could be the Ambot out of the game, but he's done his job pretty well. The Aberrant with the Power Pick stands and then moves into a better position to be able to assist the Ambot in recovery and prospect perhaps in future. The Neophyte with the Auto Gun also moves in to assist the Aberrant with his recovery at the end of the turn. The Digger with the Ironhead Stub Gun then takes a shot at a slightly weird angle. -1 to hit here for a bit of cover and it will be no good due to that. Charter Master takes a move down to the bottom of the stairs to get the drop on the Aberrant. The injured Neophyte with the Flamer then makes a crawl towards his leader. And then finally another crawl action from the last Aberrant. Lots of action in that turn as we have 2 casualties on either side here before we go into a bottle check, an Exokin as well as a Digger, a Neophyte and an Aberrant for the Genestealer Cult. Things are looking very even and no sites have been prospected, no points have been gained just yet for either side. Needing a 6 to bottle out for the Genestealers and they are fine. The first recovery roll is a double skull for the Flamer and he is out of the game now too. 3-2 to the squats in casualties. The downed Aberrant, his recovery check is a double serious injury. Lastly, the Ambot here and his recovery is good. He's still in the game somehow. Priority again here and it will go to the Genestealer Cult. Seizing the initiative, the Familiar does his prospecting, adding 1 to his dice roll here. We need a 10 on 3d6. And it is made. The first point goes to the Genestealer Cult. And the prospecting site is removed from play. The next part of the group activation is for the Neophyte to move up the stairs and then take another close range shot into the Vartigan Exo Driller, needing a 3 here with his auto gun, and will get 2 shots on the Vartigan. One of these will actually wound, but a 4+ armor save is made. However, the Vartigan is back on his arse. In response to that, the Vartigan Exo Driller stands and shoots close range with the heavy bolter here, opting for maximum damage. He rolls a 1 and that is a whopping 4 shots that go wide. From brute to brute, the Ambot stands and then uses his ranged option, the Melter Fist. If this hits at close range and wounds, this is a dead Exokin. However, we have a miss. Both brutes doing badly this turn. The ammo check is also out too. Some close combat action now as the squat leader charges in with his 2-handed power pick to try and finish off the Ambot now. No sidearm can be used here, but 3 attacks with the power pick at -1 at versatile range, and only 1 of these will go through. However, it does wound the Ambot, who's already crippled at this point. At a really nasty -3 AP, no save can be made, and 2 damage go through to clear the Ambot off the table. And another casualty for the Genestealer Cult as they start losing numbers very fast. A cool check to be made on the Aberrant here, and he is rock solid. Some pick-on-pick action now as the Aberrant with the power pick charges into the squat leader in revenge for his Ambot. 3 attacks with the power pick. 2 of these will go through, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s as well, and both of these will go through onto the squat leader. The power pick is only 1 damage though, so this will mean that the squat leader takes 2 wounds and still has his 1 remaining wound. The squat leader swings back with his 2-handed power pick. 1 of them will go through, triggering power. It will wound the Aberrant. No save can be made here, and this goes straight to damage now. I did actually make a mistake here. This should have only been 1 damage as the Aberrant had 2 wounds. However, mistakes happen. The Aberrant's gone. It's too late to make the correction at this point. To be fair, taking a pick to the face wouldn't be very nice anyway. Prospecting from the Exokin now. He rolls 2d6 and gets a 6, again getting 3 dice next turn. A close range auto gun shot from the Neophyte onto the Digger now, and this will hit twice. Requiring 5s to wound here on toughness 4, and one of these will go through. The save roll, however, is made. The digger is all good. He goes prone though, and he may fail his initiative check to fall from here, and a 6 is good. The Exokin with the Power Fist then charges into the Neophyte with the auto gun, looking to get some hits here, and he misses with all of his weapons, Power Fist and the Bolt Spitter. In retaliation, the Neophyte then slaps him and misses as well. The pinned digger then stands and takes a shot into the Neophyte, missing and triggering an ammo check, which he then fails. Digger with the auto gun moves in to level his weapon at the demonic familiar here, and he gets one shot with a 6 at close range, failing to wound and pinning the familiar for his troubles. A very swingy game so far as we look at the casualties. Still only 2 for the squats, but 5 for the Genestealer Cult, as their number is more than halved at this point. We have the Ambot out, 2 of the Aberrants, the Specialist with the Flamer, and a Neophyte here. Not looking good for the Genestealer Cult. However, technically they are winning, having prospected one of the sites already. A bottle check to be made for the Genestealer Cult here, and they do fail. Recovery roll for the Aberrant now, and he is back into the game. Unstoppable, needing a 4+ to remove this flesh wound, and that is failed. For priority now, the squats will get it this turn. And the first action is prospecting the site using the Exokin. 3d6 rolled, needing a 10+, and the point will go to the squats. 1 apiece here, with the casualties definitely on the squat side at this point. The Neophyte, who's locked in close combat, goes for an initiative check here to get out of close combat, and he passes, moving 6 inches backwards with his first action. The Exokin gets his chance to swipe at him as he leaves, and he will fail his initiative check. The second action from the Neophyte now is to level his autogun at close range and get some revenge on the Exokin here, hitting twice at close range, neither of these wounding. The Exokin goes prone at the bottom of the stair. The close combat digger then takes a move forwards and climbs up onto the prospecting site where the Aberrant was. A close range las pistol shot from the Adept misses, and then he moves into cover with his familiar following close behind. The digger then follows up close behind with his auto gun at close range and misses. In response, the Neophyte moves into close range with his auto gun, hitting twice on the digger. Both of these going through. 2 saves to be made here, and they are both failed for 2 damage now. A serious injury and a flesh wound rolled out for the digger. The Vartigan Exo Driller plods forwards and levels his massive bolter at the Neophyte, getting another 1 here. The Exokin that was pinned then stands up and aims his Bolt Spitter, needing a 4 to hit, and he will also miss. The Charter Master then moves up the elevator. At the end of that turn, we now have 1 prospected site for each side, and things have swung back a little bit in favour of the Genestealer Cult. They're still down in numbers by 5, 4 off for the squats though. Things are pretty even at this point. However, we have had the Genestealer Cult bottle. Again, mistake, I do apologise, but I did actually fail the bottle check earlier with the Genestealer Cult and forget to do those checks. So again, second mistake of the game, these things happen. A bottle check to be made for the squats here, and they are rock solid. Recovery for the digger, a serious injury is rolled and he gains another flesh wound. Priority this turn will go to the Genestealer Cult. Group activation by the Adept here, and the Familiar charges in to coup de grace the down digger. Casualties 5 apiece at this point. The Neophyte moves around the corner to shoot the Vartigan with his auto gun. Needing a 3 to hit here, and he'll hit once. 2 will not wound, but it's enough to pin the Vartigan for the 3rd or 4th time this game. A bit like a turtle flipped onto his back now. Now for the bottle check that I should have made at the beginning of the turn here. The Genestealer Cult did fail. The leader will now need to make a cool check, and he does absolutely fine here. Everybody within 12 inches is also rock solid, which is everybody on the Genestealer Cult side. The Adept then moves forward with his las pistol, aiming at close range and hitting on a 5, failing to wound the Exokin, but again, pinning these squats are on their back a lot. Prospecting with 2d6 here, and we get a 9. Very, very close indeed. Close is not good enough as the wounded Aberrant charges up to smash the digger with his hammer. 3 attacks here, 2 of these will go through, 1 triggering power. The non-power will not wound, and the power certainly will. No save can be made here, and extra damage is dished out for the digger at this point. 3 damage, we have 2 flesh wounds and a serious injury. The coup de grace is chosen here, and the digger is gone. The baby turtle stands and shoots at close range, aiming to spread the shots, and misses again. Neophyte moves into a position to prospect next turn, shooting his auto gun for his troubles at close range, but not wounding the Vartigan. The Vartigan is then pinned again and has spent most of this game on his back. The Exokin then stands and moves to the top of the stairs, but that's all he can do. Chartermaster then uses his grenade launcher onto the Aberrant here and will hit with a 6. This also will trigger knockback. This is seismic, it will wound as well. No save is made from the flak armor, and the Aberrant takes a bit of damage here. Serious injury is rolled, and he is blown off the top as well, failing his initiative check. He then falls to the layer below. Chartermaster's second activation, not needing to use fast shot, he moves into a slightly closer position. Following the Chartermaster, the Exokin moves up the elevator now. A bottle check for the squats now, and they also fail. This is going to be a war of attrition. At 1 point apiece and 2 more prospecting sites to be had, things are very even at this point. However, the squats are still winning slightly by numbers here. Their brute still intact, but otherwise useless. Unstoppable on the Aberrant first to shake off the flesh wound is successful, and the recovery is also made too, gaining back a flesh wound with no assist. Priority now, and the squats will get it, meaning they have to make their bottle checks first. The squat Chartermaster goes first and fails his bottle check, leaving the board. This is huge. Should the Vartigan fail as well, he is absolutely fine at this point. We then have the Exokin on the stairs now, and he is gone, needing a 7+. He is gone from the game, and that is 2 down already. We've got 1 more to roll for. The second Exokin here. Is he good? He is not. That is only 1 remaining on the squat side here, and that is just the Vartigan Exo Driller now. Bottle checks for the Genestealers now, and the Adept is just fine. Only just, however. Everybody within 12 inches is also good. The squats are really up against it at this point. However, the Vartigan stands and shoots his heavy bolter again, which hasn't run out of ammo yet, but it has missed plenty of times, and it does so again. How disappointing. The Aberrant closest to the prospecting site stands and climbs up to it again. We then have a prospecting from the Neophyte here, rolling 2d6, getting a 6. He will get an extra dice for next turn. We then have an auto gun into the Vartigan here at close range again, just to pin him if he can, and it is a miss this time. His second action is to move away from the Vartigan. The Adept then uses his last pistol at close range here, and he will hit. He will also wound, but the Vartigan will save it. Again, however, going pinned. The second action from the Adept is to move into better cover with his familiar following close behind. Things are certainly very swingy in this game at the end of the turn. We only have the Vartigan Exo Driller left, and this is a war of attrition now, with the Genestealers being a lot cooler in this encounter. However, we're rolling first for priority here. We get the Genestealer Cult winning out on priority, but they will need to roll first for their cool checks again. The leader's cool check is not made, meaning that he and his familiar also leave the table. Now we have to make cool checks for the other 3 Genestealers here. The first one, the Neophyte, passes with a 10. The second Neophyte here, he will need not a 3, so he leaves the table as well. And lastly, the Aberrant with an insane cool, I think of about 4. Yep, he passes with a 4 here. Let's roll for the Vartigan now. Does he stick around? He certainly does with a 6. It's the Genestealer Cult's turn to go first. The Neophyte prospecting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He will gain this point for prospecting only just, and it's now 2-1 to the Genestealer Cult. The Vartigan Exo Driller then stands, aiming his heavy bolter at the Aberrant here, triggering 3 shots and an ammo dice here. 2 of these will go through. No save can be made here, and a whopping 4 damage absolutely smokes the Aberrant, meaning that he cannot prospect this site. The ammo check for the heavy bolter is made. Only 2 fighters remaining, 1 on each side. The Genestealer Cult winning 2-1 in points here. We now roll for priority and bottle checks. The Genestealer Cult had it last turn, so the squats will get it this turn in a draw. However, before we do that, the Vartigan will need to pass his cool check, which he does. The Vartigan takes a more sensible move now to move round the corner in an effort not to get pinned again. The Neophyte makes his cool check and then moves down the stairs as well, chasing that last point in the game. Priority again, and the squats will get it this turn. The Vartigan, is he going to stick around at this point? No! Rolling nipples, snake eyes, whatever you want to call it, he is gone. Now, should the Neophyte stick in this game, the Genestealer Cult will win. If he fails his cool check though, it will go down to points, and he passes his cool check. The Neophyte is the hero of this game, and we have a 2-1 win to the Genestealer Cult. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. I certainly did. It was certainly very swingy and hard to predict, and it displayed a lot of stuff that you wouldn't typically get in either one of these lists. No champions, just lots of exokin and lots of aberrants here. I thought it was really fun. We didn't get to use freeze time on the adept at all, and there were a couple of little mistakes there, but not too many this time. Overall though, I think the things that we've learned from this is that brutes, they're great when they're not on their back. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.